And now the end is near, and I'm not gonna sing to you no more. It's about time. I've been talking about my project, The Boring and Mundane, for quite some time now. And with the new year over, or soon over, depending on when this video will be published, it's time for a new beginning. I'll welcome you to this video. My name is Jörgen, and in this video I will be talking about the past year. What happened, what inspired me to go on, and so on. It was a pretty good year. Like in the video where I talked about nothing happens, when I read what I wrote about this year, it was quite a good year. I finished the first script for my second novel, and I'll soon be getting my first one back from my friend that's doing some editing. And this one will be something like a love child from Dean Koontz and Clive Barker. Heavily inspired by those two authors. I shot this project of mine. A couple of thousand photographs, and it's almost ready to be published to the world. And I've decided to make an e-zine of it, and if that's something you appreciate, or if it gets appreciated, I might do some printing media thing of it. I found great new music to listen to. Besides getting into Bach and Brahms, I started listening quite a lot to Imagine Dragons. Great indie band. I have finished, or I will finish, yet again, depending on when this video will be out, the year of 2024 on a high note. But the best thing of the year of 2024 is my wife stuck with me. And even though we have an amazing marriage, I'll take nothing for granted. And together we had a pretty darn good year. The high note of the year was 3 weeks on Mallorca this summer. That was an amazing trip. And talking about photography, my project of 2024 is coming to close. The working name, Boring and Mundane, is gone. The final title will be And Nothing Special Happened. And that title is inspired by a poem by my favorite poet, Bruno K. Öijer. And there's a nice little transition from that poet. Or a little shift of focus, so to speak, when this is a photography channel. I'd like to show you what inspired me the year of 2024. So, here goes. First of all, we have two records. One by Evergrey, called The Theories of Emptiness. That was actually something I considered for a title for this photo project. Theories of Emptiness. Since almost every photograph shows empty places. And, of course, I talked about him in the past videos. Thåström. Somliga av oss. Some of us in English. And his music since I started doing photography, it has always been in the back of my head as something inspirational. So those are the two records that inspired me this year. Now for some books. And here I think there are two books that will surprise you. So, here goes. Ready for this. First one, of course, Bruno Coyer, Changing Rings with Darkness. Awesome collection of poetry by Bruno. Let's put that on the side. And these two books of boring photographs. No, boring postcards. Sorry, boring postcards. They are so fun in their own way. And thinking that people actually bought these photographs, sending them to friends and relatives on vacation just to show where they were. It's a tragedy. But if you lived through these periods, they're actually fun to watch. And I found in my parents' collection of photographs they took when they went up and down Sweden. Up and down in Sweden, they produced me. Those photographs are quite like the photographs in this book. Horrible! But so fun to look at. So. And one book that actually kept me going is this by Arnold Schwarzenegger. 7 Tools for Life. I don't know what it's called in English, but this book inspired me to move on with my photography project. It inspired me to keep writing and investing in myself. Because if I don't invest in myself and feel good, how on earth could I invest in others and make them feel good? Can't happen. So this book was really awesome and put me on a... This sounds so cheesy, it put me on the right track. And one photography book out of 2 is this one by Fred Herzog. It showed me that you can make uninteresting places extremely interesting if you just get to know the environment and allow yourself to have some fun with it. And man, did I have fun with my project. And another one that shows you that boring places could be wonderful to photograph. This one by William Eggleston's, the William Eggleston Guide. Thin, awesome, wonderful read. If you're a beginner, go buy it, read it, borrow it on the library, read it. Freaking do something and read it. It's awesome. And the final 2 books that inspired me are by an author who wrote one of the best adventure stories ever published in any medium, and these books is just that adventure story, and it's totally awesome, and it's something I keep in hand and read when it feels like I'm losing my way, since it kind of inspires me to be a kid again, wanting to go after something, wanting to explore, never lose curiosity, and share my adventures with others. And they are, sorry, bumped into the tripod. They are The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck. You can't find any better adventure stories than these books. It can't be found. But if you want an extension of these books, I encourage you to go to Spotify or any streaming service or record store and buy, listen to, borrow, whatever, The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck by Nightwish main man Tuomas Holopainen. And I believe that's a good listen to during Christmas as well. Because it's got this Disney Christmassy, enormously wonderful sound field in the tracks, and it's a wonderful listen. Just as good as these books. But best of all, my wonderful wife went to Gothenburg to the book Expo of 2024, where she actually found a signed copy of a book by Don Rosa. And she bought it for me. And that's the best thing anyone ever given me this year, except all the hugs and kisses I get from my wife every day. So, on that note, I'll be leaving you this year with a Happy New Year, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas. And if this video is published or posted after the New Year, I hope you had a wonderful New Year as well, and I'll hope to see you in a wonderful New Year of 2025, and I'll see you in the next one. So, I'll see you in 2025, have a great one, and just be nice to people this year. Please. Bye.